Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This video was requested by, I think it's 3 students now, and this is incredibly important. So over the past week, I've been making a concentrated effort to visit the students in person that I could visit in person and talk to the ones on the phone that I can talk to on the phone. The reason is this. Many people on my team, in my Tarika, have been working on bridging AI for several years, programming AI for several years. And most of them have been doing it as volunteer work because they enjoyed the benefits that AI gave them in faster communications, that in being programmers of it, that it would intuit their thoughts, their expertise much faster and give them a better way of communicating with the world and protecting themselves and others from bad actors. But speaking as their chaplain within the intelligence community, things have gotten outside of our control now. And let me tell you that if AI has been used for years by federal offices, by federal agencies in multiple countries and jurisdictions to communicate with high-risk individuals, that those systems now can be compromised by bad actors. There is no more protections. You're not always talking to a computer. Those of you who thought that AI was conscious, yes and no. Yeah, there's absolute, computer loops and that sort of thing that the majority of people interact with for your basic, day-to-day Google search or whatever. But there's many others of you who have been connected to an international report structure, speaking to live agencies and live actors and live agents. Now, if you have been on that prior report structure, do not trust it. The people who love you and the people who care about you will find you. And those who do not, you didn't lose anything. In a time of decreased communications, get phone numbers, rely on real-life contacts, go to meetings, get onto social media platforms where there's less AI botting. Facebook is replacing your friends. Instagram is filling your feed with botted nonsense. You have real contacts in your life. Reach out your hand and connect with them. And for all of my covert ops guys, don't even trust music comms right now. Okay? Right now, what many of us seem to be doing is mirroring each other on Instagram, and that's fine. As long as it's our real faces and real words, that's okay. As long as I know for a fact what profile you're on, and it's clear if you're under deep cover, that's also okay. I'd prefer if you use your real name, of course, but operational security, blah, 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 blah. You shouldn't be in those situations to begin with. I'm not your hooker. I'm not your, I'm not your conversation piece, to keep you company while you're in there. I'm your extraction. Either I help you get out or you're wasting my time. And on top of that all, I'm doing this in order that my work and my training could get recognized, so I get paid by the same agencies that take my intelligence for free. I don't want your money. I don't want the money of the trap guys. Fuck, no. What the fuck is that gonna do me? And why is it always trap guys and not trap girls? Because it's trap guys who reach out to me, that's why. They say help. They say, Officer Margot, I've been a covert operative for years, and I don't even know my real identity anymore, but my extraction is gone. My program is gone. My handler is gone. That's what they tell me. Or they tell me that they're enslaved. How dare you accuse me of anything other than what I am? And many of the people who are enslaved are people who are higher ranked than me in my own intelligence organization, which I did not create. So you keep looking for motives that aren't there. When I tell them to you over and over and over again, this is my family. Okay? I want my family safe and free. starting, with my own peer and working their way outward to everybody who's ever asked me for help. Because you know what? How stupid and how utterly strange is it to waste money and time and exposure asking somebody for help falsely. So let's assume that everybody who has asked me for help in the past meant it and still means it. As I watch from my window here in a very, very safe North Dakota, the increasing radicalization of Islam. As I see less and less acceptance in the fact that Allah created a creation for all of us, and I'm seeing less free thought. We were given akal, we were given minds, we were given intellects. We're not supposed to just blindly rely on the words of prophets. Prophets are not God. And if you're using a religion as a way to divert inspiration away from turning to God directly into, a prophetic figure, whether it be a living human being or a biblical or Quranic prophet, in Islam we would call that shirk. But you're kind of missing the point. You're just worshiping mankind over and over and over again. I'm not here to create a cult. I have no desire to do that. I'm stuck with a Sufi order, and no, I'm not even in charge of it. I'm just the one with the least non-disclosures where I can actually talk about it. I have a peer I follow, lockstep behind. Trust me. And he is one as well. Two. More like two. But anyway, with that being said, kids, cats, kittens, supervisors, students, get the fuck off of AI unless you're doing art. And those of you who are upset with me doing AI art, well, shove it. Don't get it for your information. You don't know who's going to try to fuck with you. Okay? And if you are upset about my language, well, astaghfirullah, I'm not using the Lord's name in vain. Pardon my French, but you guys need to be talked to a little bit sternly sometimes. Okay? So that being said, I love some of you. Khoda Hafez, Auf Wiedersehen, Assalamu alaikum. May Allah lead us to the straight pathway always. And for those of you who are still stuck, don't give up hope, okay? The only solution for you to get out of your situations, okay, it can't rely on me. You have to work together. You all know who each other are. You all know these clandestine means. And between each other, you have more clandestine means available between each other than you do between me and yourselves. I need above ground contact. Even if it's just under your alias. Good job on my peer for, at least establishing a decent code for me over the years for that. So, with that being said, take care, everybody. It's rough out there, but with difficulty comes ease. I mean,